Right. Hello, Teresa. How are you today?
Oh, perfect. We've got a furry friend with us here.
So I can see we have a visitor.
Yes.
So thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this interview process, Teresa, where I am going to be interviewing a few people with their visitors, possibly over a period of time, and it's looking at people's experiences. That's okay. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But it's looking at people's experiences of lockdown, and also how the regulations around COVID-19 have actually impacted their work life, their family life, their personal life, but also what benefits it's brought to their lives as well. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this, Teresa, is because of my own experience, which really was quite challenging emotionally and mentally. And it took me to a place where I actually struggled to reach out for help, because of a fear of a feeling like a failure, feeling like I was going to be judged, and just feeling really completely alone. So, but I realized in this whole thing that there's hundreds of people out there who are in utter confusion and, bound up in these feelings of pressure to do something, but not knowing what to do, and worried about going back to work, and also concerned about the future and what that looks like, what that holds for them. But there's also these people, Teresa, that are having the most amazing benefits out of this extraordinary time. And it's really opened up opportunities for self-development.
Oh, it really has.
Yeah, to it that they might not ordinarily have been able to explore had it not been for this situation. So I met you, Teresa, during a business networking when you'd only just started your business not that long ago. And and I'm wondering, Teresa, if I could invite you to maybe tell us a bit about how you, because I know that you kind of you've done things slightly differently, which is absolutely amazing. And if you could tell us a bit about how you've used this time for you.
Yeah, yeah. Really, right at the beginning of this, I was doing an awful lot of networking, but I've got a son with additional support needs. He's 16. It was very, very hard for him with me being on networking all the time and taking up a lot of my time, and it was causing him a lot of stress, which was causing me stress. So it was just one day I just stopped and I thought, what am I doing? I need to change, and I need to change things now. And it all started from there. That little light bulb flicked on, and I stopped still in time. And it's been the best thing I ever did for him and for me. It was just completely resetting both of us, resetting our clocks, and we sleep when we want to sleep, eat when we want to eat. We're out in the garden most of the time, building our vegetable patch and growing all sorts of stuff from seed. I've even got my little next door neighbour. I gave him a load of seeds and bits and pieces yesterday, and he's highly delighted. So now he's growing things with me. So it's just been completely phenomenal. Just stopping still in time when the world stood still. I stood still, and I thought, do you know what? This is what gratitude is about. Opening my curtains, looking at that view, spending lots of time with my furries, um, and just stopping still in time and realizing that not everything is about a rat race and racing about and having to do this and having to do that, and just the amount of bills that I've actually completely almost finished paying because I'm not racing about out every day, charging off here, charging off there. I've almost completely cleared some outstanding bills because I'm stopped at home and I've got no choice but to like, oh well, let's pay that. It's something to do today. I'm almost finished. Yeah. So I've got so much more money in the bank because I've stopped still in time. Yeah. And I actually didn't realize how much money I was spending on fuel. Yeah. And I think a lot of that has contributed to being able to do the garden and pay all these bills and everything. So it's been completely and utterly wonderful for me. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely loving it. And I'm
Yeah.
about to write to my second book as well. Yeah. So it's 2 on the go now.
You started your second book.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Just out the blue. I'm just going to do this. And it's all about finding finally what I've been looking for many, many, many years. That just I wasn't at peace inside, and I didn't realize it. But now I am, and there's an awful lot of other things clicking into place in life that weren't clicking before, and it's just like a little jigsaw puzzles all going in, and it's just like, bam, yeah. So I think using this time constructively and not thinking of it as, oh, we're stuck at home, oh, can't do that, can't do this, I've just like completely turned it around, and just it's almost like being on a permanent camping trip at the moment where you're resetting yourself. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely amazing. It sounds like it's actually brought real peace to your life, and it's kind of you
It's amazing. Yeah. And
yeah.
he and I are so much more connected now as well. Whereas, with him being a teenager, he could be quite moody and that. But we're actually spending so much more time together now and it's lovely time as well. I mean, he comes out into the garden and he's like doing a bit of digging and he's helping, and we've found steps at the back of the garden down onto the main coast road that we didn't even know were there.
Oh, lovely.
Now we can get out and go down to Fred's wee chippy van that comes every second Wednesday and pick it up. We just walk down along the roads from the house now.
Wow. I know that sounds absolutely incredible, and I love how it's really brought you closer with your son who has special needs there. And I know that there's been some struggles, and you're an amazing person who's tried to do their best for your son. I know that, but it's amazing how that's actually it's helped you connect more with them and find out more about each other and do things together.
I mean, don't get me wrong, and there are times that I have been like really like, I can't do this with him because it has been so tough. But there's one key point that I always look at him and I think, it's not his fault, he's like this. And I step up and I have to be the adult and I have to take care of him. Because first and foremost, at the end of the day, before I run Zen Weddings, before I do this, before I do that, the most important thing is that I am a parent carer first and foremost, and that is where my responsibility and my priority lies, because he can't fend for himself, so I fend for him, yeah, and it's just works, yeah, instead of just putting yourself onto this path that it's all too much, you can't do it, just stop in time and think, why are you beating yourself up? Yeah, he can't do anything about the way he is. You can't do anything about the way he is. So let's find a different way to do this. And we have. Yeah, it's just lovely.
I know, and it sounds like I love how just taking that time out that you have done with your son, just to actually be just to let things settle, has actually brought more into your life.
It really has. Yeah,
Yeah, and one like you were talking about, it's you've grown this most beautiful garden. You've developed, I know, but it's brought out another kind of creative
Yeah,
side of you by the signs of things.
yeah, yeah, and there's so much, other stuff that we're doing. I mean, the driveway next year is being turned into like a whole vegetable, raised vegetable for commandeering the drive next year now as well. So, but no, he's right into this as well because they've got the allotment with Karen Hill, the school, and they do all the
Oh,
going there. So and they also they go up to What's for Tea Tonight up at Lawrence Kirk on a Monday when they're out of school. That was their work experience day. So he's been up there planting tatties and all sorts. So that's where the video came from, and he planted all the tatties in the garden for me.
oh,
Because I'm
that,
pretty.
that's absolutely lovely. That's absolutely lovely. It's like it's brought something much more into. It sounds like it's brought something so much more into your life, and
Inner peace. Yeah,
inner peace.
yeah. So lovely. Yeah. I can't, I almost can't describe how I feel inside because it just feels so perfect. It just feels perfect. Yeah.
And it's and I yeah, and I'm taken aback quite a bit because you're talking about your finances, how that's actually improved your situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because I'm not out and about, you're not diving off to this shop, diving off to that shop, diving off to there, spending money all over the place that you really just don't need to spend. That you're looking around the house and you're looking in the cupboards, you're looking in the freezer, and you're using what you have instead of just keep buying more and forgetting that this is in the bottom of the freezer or that's in the bottom of the back of the cupboard. So it's just brought a whole new world. It's just opened up a whole different aspect for me, and it's one that I'm going to continue with after lockdown. I hasten to say that because I am not going back to my old ways. I refuse to. Yeah. Now that I've found this inner peace, I will not give it up for anything or anyone.
That's so, isn't that, is that's just wonderful, isn't it? It's like it brought a whole new perspective,
Whole new
seeing
life.
life, seeing life from a whole new way.
Got fur all over me.
Yes, it sounds like your fur babies have enjoyed that time as well.
They really have. Sometimes they're like, "Why are you still here?" But Kitty, the one that was up just now, I mean, she was always like the boisterous one and didn't really come for a cuddle very much at all. But now they're squabbling to see who's going to get up round here first. Seriously. So yeah,
Yeah,
just it's so lovely. It's just yeah, just I think if you can find that inner peace and run with it, and not think about it as we're stuck in this. It's a situation that it's all like if you just stop, step back, and just take a look at the bigger picture. Yeah,
yeah,
relax and enjoy life again.
yeah. That's
And
so true, Teresa.
it's
That's so
just
true.
been perfect. And I know that there are people out there that are really struggling, and I wouldn't, I wouldn't be one to sit here and say, you've got to do it this way. This is just the way that it has worked for us, has worked for me. And I know there are people out there struggling, and I feel for them. Some of my friends are in that boat, and they're actually coming to me and say, "How are you doing it?" And we're having so many conversations just over the phone and just video calling and that. Just I wish I could be like that. I wish how do you do it? I don't know how I do it. Everything just clicked because something in here clicked and something just connected. Yeah. And it was
Yes.
just, wow. It's like euphoria.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And I can totally resonate with that, with my own mother as well. I can totally, it's that light, that switch that suddenly just said, this is no good, pushing and pushing, because my relationship, her health, you know, going downhill, mine is. And that was it for me. I resonate with that. I just stopped as well, Teresa. Said no, the important things. It really brought home to me what is truly important in life, and that is looking after each other. It's our health, isn't it? And looking after each other. But and that brings me, Teresa, to how's that affected your outer family, you know, your the rest of your family.
Yeah. Well, my daughter, I mean, she's coping very well. She's very, very resilient, and very strong-willed anyway. I've no idea where she gets that. But yeah, she's coping really well. My oldest son, he's been working from home since right before lockdown, so that he's actually our secondary carer. So he can come into the house once a week. He's always been able to do that. And Ashley just waits for that time. It used to be the Friday because he was working a 4-day week, but it's a Saturday now. And he's up early in the morning, and he's champing at the bit waiting for his brother.
Oh, bless.
So that is, he'll take him off down to Arbroath, and they'll just go for a long walk right around Arbroath, or they'll go somewhere different away from here. And that's their time.
Yeah.
Gives me a bit of peace to tidy up the house from all his papers and his drawings and
Oh, bless.
some things to the wall to tell me that he loves me.
Oh, love.
With it. But yeah, it's lovely because it still gives him that bit of space and time as well away from here.
Yeah.
Hello, you.
So so it's really kind of brought it's brought a whole different level dynamic to the relationships in the family.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
We were coping as well right at the beginning of lockdown. We were coping with my mum ending up in hospital.
Yeah.
And that was a really stressful time. And I think I did have a bit of a wobble. I think it was last week sometime. And it was after I'd spoken to my mum, and it hit home as well. I should be down there looking after them and not stuck up here because of all of this. And I have wobbles like everybody else, but you find a way through that and get strong again, because you have to stay strong for everybody else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a really worrying, tough time, but she's home and she's doing really well now. So yeah, so we're just waiting for the time that we can actually get out of jail and go and see them.
I know. Oh, bless. And I'm just wondering, Teresa, that's, I know what you say, getting out of jail, and what you can just, it's like when that door opens, what's gonna happen? But I know. So, and I'm wondering for you, what's because we were talking about your work and taking that time out, but it's brought other things into your life. But I'm wondering what's that done for your work life going forwards?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the middle of sort of organising for doing workshops and things on wreath making over Christmas, and a lot of other bits and pieces of workshops and stuff. But we've got the Happy Hands Crafty Hub as well as Zen Weddings. So we upcycle anything and everything we can get our hands on. So we've already got so many donations of glassware and tins and this and that and the next thing. So we're taking a lot of that and recycling it into table centres and stuff for weddings. And we're also going through to do some top secret stuff. We're looking for bigger premises because we need the space.
Yeah, but that's wonderful.
But we're not. Nikki and I are um, both on the same wavelength as this. We're not looking at this as, oh God, how we're going to survive. We know we'll survive because what we do, we love doing. It's not a job for us. It's just, it's our little baby. It's our special thing. That's where we lose ourselves. So we know that we're going to be absolutely fine. And plus, we've had so many people come forward and place orders with us for bouquets and silk boxes of flowers and stuff for when we're back at work to support us and help us through as well. We've got masses of work to do when we finally do get opened up.
Yeah, so even, yeah, so that's so incredible. I love what's happened there, Teresa, because it sounds like, you took that step back. You didn't go into that fear mode and just had to feel that you had to throw stuff out there. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but it's like people got into this fear mode of I have to do a network, and I have to do this, I have to do that. Actually, by stepping back and look and just finding that peace and doing what felt natural to you has actually brought more.
It really has.
It's brought more in terms of how you're moving forward, and that trust and that belief that you have is just incredible.
And I think because Nikki and I are so passionate about Zen Weddings and our little Happy Hands Crafty Hub, that we're so passionate about it. We just know that it's always going to be there. Yeah, we're not going to like walk away in 2 seconds. But we've worked hard to build up what we've got. Yes, and it's not a lot right now, but
it's growing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it'll grow. Sorry. Life coming at you.
Very much.
At the end of the day, it'll grow into what it's going to grow in. Yeah, and it is into, and it's not. We don't feel that we have to keep pushing it on everybody every 2 minutes, because that's not what we're about either.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you can put too much on people, and they're just like, they close down and they switch off, and they're like, because you're always posting stuff, you've always got this, you're always pushing your work on it, you're always trying to make us spend money, and that's not what Nikki and I are about. Yeah. Just what we're about. Yeah. It's our happy place.
I know, and that's that is so lovely. This has been such a lovely conversation. It's been amazing hearing about how you have managed this. It's just incredible. And whoever watches this, it would give them this just ability to actually feel that they can breathe, because that's what it is. It's like, just breathe and let that go, and just because that you've got this amazing faith and hope that's showing, is proving that everything's going to be okay. And I thank you so much for that, Teresa. I really, really do. Bless.
I hope it helps someone else as well out there.
I really think it will. Teresa, is there anything else that you would like to say before we close off? Is anything?
No, I would just say to people, just enjoy the time. Yeah, look at what you've got around you, your surroundings, your house, your home. Just start loving life again. Yeah, just stop still and enjoy life. Love life again, and start to learn to love your own self again. Yeah, because I was at the point in time as well where I just thought, what am I doing? Even though Zen Weddings and Happy Hands were there, but everything else around that I think that's why I spent so much time there, because that's where I felt so at peace. But now I'm feeling at peace at home as well as there. So it's just opened up a whole new world.
It's a win-win. It's a total win-win, isn't it? That's just great. So yeah, I know. So Thank you again, and thank you to our lovely little visitor there. Shall we give her a mention? Who's that?
This is Kitty.
Kitty. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you for being part of the interview. And I'd just like to say to everybody who's watching that I hope you all get something out of this. And the next, I am going to be doing another interview, and that's going to be on Monday next week. And it's actually going to be with a younger person. It's to get a younger, person's kind of views on how it's been for them. So, Teresa, we're just going to close off, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. And thank you so much again.
Absolutely welcome. It's so lovely to see you and talk to you.
Oh, bless. Thank you, Teresa. Okay. You too.
Okay.
Bye.